What am I gonna say? You won't believe it. My plans changed for next month. I was going to through hike the Katy Trail in Missouri, but that's not happening anymore. Welcome back, hikers. I'm Bigfoot. So, I got a call from my neighbor yesterday. He's not going to be able to get off the time to be able to through hike the Katy Trail, which was something that we had set up early this year. Actually, it was late in 2017. We've been talking about this for a while, and it's just not going to work. It's not. I have time off in April, and I cannot cancel that time. I got to be out on the trail. Considerations for trails is it's got to be short enough that I can finish the thing in like 7 or 8 days. And I really don't want to have to hike like 35, 40-mile days. I'm just not going to do that. It's got to be somewhere close, at least close enough. I brought it down from a few trails down to one. I am going to through hike the Ozark Trail. That may not be a surprise to some of you because I've been talking about it and alluding to some of it. I mentioned in my Q&A that I dropped yesterday, it was in the deck of cards. I just didn't really know how soon in the deck of cards because honestly, I had no clue that this was going to happen until yesterday afternoon. Currently right now, the Ozark Trail sits at about 230 miles from point to point. Right now, they are trying to actually meet the trail up with the Ozark Highlands Trail. Down the road, it's actually going to be somewhere around 700 miles. But the longest section, which is the one that I'm going to do, is 230 miles. Most likely, I'm going to hike it northbound, starting at 11 Point and heading north all the way to Onondaga State Park. Now, if you've been a subscriber for a while on my channel, you know that I did a lot of training on the Ozark Trail during my AT through hike. What I was really doing to get ready for my AT through hike back in 2015 and 2016. So I'm very familiar with the trail, but it's more so the northern part of the trail. I probably have hiked maybe like 70 of the miles that I'm going to be doing right now. The other part of the Ozark Trail, the Tom Sock section that I hiked most often, I'm not even going to hike that section because it's too far out of the way. So I'm going to have the opportunity to be able to see about 75% of the trail that I haven't seen yet. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Now I got 8 days off to do this thing, not including the transportation to get from the trail to the trail and back. So I got to average somewhere in the upper 20s, maybe low 30s. So that's going to be a lot of mileage still, and it's not going to be a walk in the park, but it's going to be a challenge, and you guys know how much I love these kind of challenges. It's going to help get me prepared for what I'm doing later this year, which is the Spirit Hiking Trail FKT Attempt 2. I'll be doing this thing in April, so about a month or so from now. Of course, the folks out there that are following me on Patreon, I'll have my GPS with, and you can see how I'm doing and if I can through hike this thing here in 8 days with no trail legs. So, which brings me to another topic. I actually reached out to Viking to see if he was interested in hiking this thing, and unfortunately, he cannot do it with me. We're actually looking at trying to get together and do another collaboration. We got so much positive feedback from so many people on both of our channels about what we did in doing the Winter Foresight Challenge. One of the things that is getting in the way a little bit is just how far that we live apart. He lives in Pennsylvania. I live in Minnesota. There is time, logistics, financials. Definitely puts a little bit of a challenge on doing it. So what we decided to do is create another Patreon account. He's got his own one that he does gear giveaways on. I have my own one. We are doing a joint one that is going to just go towards funding our challenges, our hikes, our get-togethers, and the first goal that we're trying to get is to $100. If we can get $100, we are going to start off by having kind of like a live discussion with all the patrons. We are going to give them the opportunity to be able to tell us what they would like to see us do. Maybe it's a challenging hike, maybe it's how often to get together, would they like to see a live Q&A, whatever it is. But we are going to start with that just to basically give them the opportunity, the patrons, the deciding factor of what we're going to do. So that's the first starting point, and we got lots of cool little goals that we have along the way. To make this happen, we have to be able to raise enough money to be able to pay for the airfare and all those kind of things. We're hoping that we can be able to get together again sometime this year, and really sometime in the next few months if it can work out. If you love the collaboration that Viking and I did together, and you love to support us and become part of this community here, and really have a say on what we are going to be doing next, check out the Patreon site here. I will link it right above. I'll also put it in the show notes. We, of course, would be gracious to have any support. You guys are the ones that really make this happen. We can't do it without you guys. It takes not just a lot of energy and effort, it does take financials, it does take money. What you guys do in giving it back and supporting us, I can't tell you thank you enough. That's one of the reasons why I always try to give back to you guys and the hiking community. Lastly, we have 5 more days before the end of my t-shirt campaign. If you haven't checked out my t-shirt yet, I have a male and a female version. I will go ahead and link the sites below here in the show notes. If you want to get your hands on one of those shirts, you got to get it now. St. Patrick's Day is the very last day that we're going to be selling, and then the campaign is done. Most likely done for good. We'll come out with another shirt down the road. Make sure you get yours before it is too late. Well, that's it. That's all the time we got left for today. Stay tuned for Ozark Trail sightings happening next month here on the channel. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Hopefully we get another collaboration with Viking coming up very, very soon. And thanks for the supporters for making this happen. I will see you guys next time.